The purpose of this short video is to introduce schools to the MTSS Recognition application. When you have a chance to click on the link for the recognition application, you'll get an application which looks like the screen on the left. And what we're going to do is just walk through what it would actually look like to complete the application, so you know all the things you'd want to have ready before you decide to complete the application. So just a quick review of what is MTSS Recognition. So MTSS Recognition, it's an optional process for schools who might want to celebrate their accomplishments and learn from one another. It's important for us to acknowledge the work that schools are doing within MTSS across North Carolina. And the MTSS Recognition System replaces the previous PBIS recognition system. So this MTSS recognition system includes tiered academic and behavior supports as well as social emotional. You'll see that the criteria emphasizes building an integrated academic and behavior system. What are the recognition criteria? So the criteria and process has changed a little bit this year. There are 3 award levels: green ribbon, model, and exemplar. And we strongly recommend that you take a good look at the implementation criteria, which is on the right-hand side of my screen, before you begin this application to determine which category would best fit where you are as a school. And then finally, just one quick question and answer of who would apply for MTSS recognition. So the MTSS recognition happens at the individual school level. So school staff would complete the online application, which you see here, which includes completing questions and uploading artifacts of MTSS implementation. So that will be the quick cover page that you see, and then you can get started in the application. So you'll get a screen that gives you a few more details. Before beginning, you'll want to make sure you've decided which level that you want to apply for: green ribbon, model, or exemplar. These criteria that are linked here. I also have a second page that let you know exactly what we'll be asking for in the application. So this will help you decide which level is most appropriate. Also, just a little Q&A about this application. Once you begin work on the application, you can stop and your place will be saved, but you've got to complete any work on the application from the same computer and have cookies enabled. We would recommend that you complete the application all in one sitting so that you don't have any trouble with losing any work. You also can preview the application through a PDF version before you begin. Just another thing to point out, so the samples that we have offered in the implementation criteria, for example, the sample of an instructional framework, those are just an option for you to take a look at when we would request a file upload. It's not required that you use this format, but it does give you a place to start that might be a resource for you. And we would also recommend that you have all your files ready to upload before you begin this application. So any place you'll see a file upload, you'll see a recommendation or a resource here. So if you're in the model recognition, you'd want to have your file upload prepared for systems, for data, as well as for practices. So you'll have a chance here to decide if you're ready to proceed or not. So if you're ready to proceed, you have all your files ready, you can click yes. And if you're not quite ready, if you need to do a little review with your team, you can click no, and your place in the application will be saved. So for today's purposes, we're ready to go. And then we're going to get to a place where I'm going to actually select my region. So for today's purposes, I'm going to pretend that I'm a school in Alamance County. So I can see that Alamance County falls here in the Piedmont Triad, District 5. And then I'll be prompted to select my LEA and my school. So we're going to be Alexander Wilson Elementary for today, and I'll proceed. Then you'll come to a screen that just gives you one more reminder about our uploading a file. So we're going to ask you to use a naming convention so that we can easily access your files, and also that they will be they will not have your school name attached to them when we are reviewing them. So what you'll need to do here is just know your LEA code, your school code, and then for each file, we'll give you a name for that file. So to just show you what that looks like, again, I was in the Piedmont Triad. My LEA is Alamance Burlington, so that's 10. My school is Alexander Wilson, so 304. So for the purpose of my application, I'd be 10.304. whatever the file name is. And just a chance here to make sure that you've written that down, or you can go ahead and prepare your files this way before you get started so that you'll be able to upload your files quickly. So I've recorded my LEA and school code and I'm ready to go. The next screen, you'll be prompted to give up to 2 school contacts. These are the contacts that will receive all communication regarding MTSS recognition. So once we have a chance to review the application, these are the folks that we'll contact to give you information regarding your status. So I'm going to put here that I'm a school contact is my name. My role is going to be an instructional specialist. If you don't fit one of the roles listed here, you can record other. And then I'll put school contact at email.com. You'll want to make sure here that your email address is correct, because this is the only opportunity that we'll have to collect that from you. You're not required to put a second contact, but if you have one, you can certainly put it there. And then we'll proceed to where we make the selection of what level of recognition am I applying for. So you have just a quick review of the levels of recognition, so that actually matches the implementation criteria cover page. And then you'll be asked to make a selection. Once you make this selection, you'll be routed to a different part of the application and you won't be able to go back and change anything prior. So we're going to apply for green ribbon today. So I'll check that box and proceed. So you'll see that the application is set up where we'll have a system section for green ribbon, and that will match exactly what you see on the implementation criteria. So these 4 items about active administration, school implementation team meeting regularly, and professional development and coaching will be the 4 items that I'll answer questions about. So does my school have active administration? Yes. Does my school have an established team supporting implementation? Yes. And then I'm actually going to record my meeting dates. So we want to have met with a frequency that's at least 9 times per year. You'll see here that it's going to prompt you to put it in a certain date format, and we'll just see what it looks like if we don't. So we'll say that we met on the last day of every month. So August 30th, 2018. September 30th, 2018. October 30th, 2018. And we probably weren't in school on December 30th, so we'll say January 30th, 2019. All right, so I've got my dates in here, and you'll see that a few of them don't meet my format. So what happens when I try and do that, I'll answer this last question and proceed. So our school implementation staff, team and staff received ongoing professional development and coaching. Yes, we do. And I'm ready to proceed. And oh no, I've got a few error messages here. So it's just going to prompt me to put my dates in the format that we've requested. So I can fix those here. And then we're ready to proceed. So that was the system section. If you've chosen model or exemplar, you'll answer those first 4 questions, and then you'll be prompted to upload a file about professional learning plan or your communication plan. You'll see the data section asks if we've completed and finalizing the FAMS using the FAMS app. The deadline for that is August 1st, so yes, we've done that. And then the second part of the data section for Green Ribbon asks us about our problem solving and our data sources for attendance, behavior, social, emotional, and academics. So we want to make sure that we have a data source for each of these, and that it's aligned to decision making regarding screening, formative assessment, or diagnostic purposes. So we're just going to answer yes or no here. Our attendance data is aligned to decision making. I'm going to say yes, because we would use our attendance data to screen students who are missing more than 10% of school days. Our behavior, social, emotional data is aligned to decision making. I'm going to say yes, because we use office discipline referrals, and once students exceed that risk of more than 2 visits to the office, we have identified them at some risk. And then our academic data source is aligned to decision making. So I'll say yes here. We use our M-CLASS or DIBELS data to make decisions about intervention effectiveness as well as core instruction. So I'll proceed to my final section of the Green Ribbon application, so the practices section. And this is going to ask me to submit an instructional framework that defines our core supports in literacy, math, behavior, and social emotional. And it's going to describe a description of our instruction, curriculum, and environment. So we've taken a look at what a template and option here is that we have the grade level defined, what our instruction, curriculum, environment is for literacy, math, and behavior, social, emotional. I'm going to upload our framework below, and I've got my naming convention. So my LEA number would be 10, my school number would be 304, and then I'm going to use instructional framework as my upload. So I just click here to upload, and it's going to give me an option. I've got it right here on my desktop. I've got it ready to go with the naming convention. I'm going to click upload, and then I know it's there. And then as you can see, I've actually finished the Green Ribbon application. So before I have the chance to submit, I've got a few warnings here. I can make any changes by using the back button. But once I click submit, I'm not going to be able to edit or change my application. So I've got everything ready to go, so I'm ready to submit. And then that I will have the option to download and save my application on the next page for my records. Following a review of these applications in September, we'll notify you school contacts of the results as well as district level contacts. So I'm ready to click submit. And this is where I can see a summary of my responses. So I can see what I've chosen all the way down on this page, and then I can actually click here to download a PDF version. And I'll just download that so that I have that for my records if needed. So thank you for your interest in applying for MTSS recognition. Hope this video helps you with the application process.